Alright, the last one in this little series will be about comparing scientific notations using quotient, or using power of quotients or quotient of powers to really compare those scientific notation different distances. Let's go to the whiteboard. We talked about in that last video that the nearest star, Proxima Centuri, let's spell that right, Mr. Baker. Centuri is 4.2 light years away, which we saw was 2.478 times 10 to the 13th kilometers. And what about another star? There's a star called VY Canis majoris. That is 2,000 times the size of the Sun, which is a whole other calculation we could do. But I was looking at the distance to Earth. It was 4,892 light years away. It's actually part of a constellation called Canis majoris. When you look at light years in terms of kilometers, I started to do that calculation. 4.892 times 10 to the third times my light years, which was 5.9, times 10 to the 12th kilometers. I could just multiply that with parentheses. Even if I wanted to make the multiplication a little simpler, call that 5 and call that 6, let's try that. 5 times 10 to the third times 6 times 10 to the 12th. Remember, when you do product of powers, you multiply the first numbers and then add the coefficients. That would be 30 times 10 to the 15th, which I would then have to convert to 3.0 times 10 to the 16th to follow my exponent rules, which would be then a 3 with 16 zeros. I don't even know if that has a name. But let's compare those distances. How much further away is VY Canis majoris than Proxima Centuri? So let's divide those. VY Canis majoris was about 3 times 10 to the 16th from Earth, and Proxima Centuri, we saw in last video, was 2.478 times 10 to the 13th away. Let's focus on these exponents first. If you know your exponent rules, this is really just a quotient of powers. And you know that we can subtract those exponents. So whatever happens, I'm going to have 3 over 2.478 times 10 to the third. When I divide the 3 and the 2.479, I get 1.21065 times 10 to the third. If I take that number and convert it just to a regular number, it's 1,210.65 times further away